Apricot nest, apricot nest. We'll sing and we'll learn because birds are the best. Apricot nest. We'll sing and we'll learn on Apricot Nest.
Hey there, I'm Emma, the bird lady. Welcome back to Apricot Nest. I've always loved birds. I've always loved learning about birds. And in fact, the species that we're learning about today, I did a little school project on about 25 years ago, and I still remember some of the details about it that I can share with you today. Technology has advanced a lot since the 1990s, and it's made it a lot easier for us to research and share a new bird each week now than it would have been back then. Stay tuned, let's learn a bit more.
It's time to guess, what is this bird? Can you guess with me? It is a mystery.
Did you recognize that bird? What was it?
This week's bird is an Arctic tern. This is an adult Arctic tern flying, and here you can see an adult Arctic tern giving food to a young or juvenile Arctic tern.
So the Arctic tern is a medium-sized seabird that is, the size is between a robin and a crow. It has a black cap on its head, it's a full black cap, and white bodies. The legs and the bill are both red, and the tail is forked. So the tail has like a little cut out of the middle and it's pointed on the ends.
Tweet, tweet, where do they sleep? Where do they live?
So where do Arctic terns live? You might see them on shorelines, or if you're out at sea, you might see them if you're out on a boat in the ocean. But in the winter months, they are all the way down in Antarctica in the South Pole, way, way down. And then during breeding season, they migrate all the way up to the North Pole, to the Arctic, where they live in boreal forests or on beaches, and that's where they raise their young. Isn't that incredible?
Tweet, tweet, what do they eat? Let's talk about their food.
It might not surprise you, because they're living around the water and the ocean all the time, that Arctic terns enjoy eating fish the most. When they're flying above the water, they look for fish that are just around the top, and they'll swoop down and grab it and take that to eat.
Would you like a fun fact? Here you go. It's time for some fun facts.
So maybe you could already tell from talking about their habitat that I think where they live is pretty amazing. A fun fact about Arctic terns is that they have the longest migration route of all. They travel about 25,000 kilometers every year between where they breed and where they migrate to for those winter months. So that distance from Antarctica to the Arctic, 25,000 kilometers, they make that journey every year. Isn't that amazing?
It's a look-alike bird. Put your spectacles on. It's a sneaky, tricky look-alike bird. Not the same species at all.
The common tern looks an awful lot like the Arctic tern, doesn't it? If you look really closely at their bill, the common tern has some black on the tip of its bill, and the Arctic tern doesn't. The common tern also has black on the wing tips, so on the edges of those wings, and the Arctic tern does not. But otherwise, they look really similar. So the black-headed gull can look an awful lot like the Arctic tern when it's flying around because of their black on their head, but the black-headed gull has a rounder body and it doesn't have that forked tail that the Arctic tern has. It's more likely that we'll see a black-headed gull around our lakes and ponds than we'd see an Arctic tern. And in the wintering months in North America, black-headed gulls are fairly common visitors, but we aren't likely to see an Arctic tern here in the wintertime. All right, bird quiz friends, here we go. We'll show you 3 birds we've learned about in previous episodes, and you'll have a chance to guess them before we share the answers with you at the end.
Bird quiz, let's all test our knowledge. Bird quiz, let's learn, kids. Put on your thinking cap.
Our first bird in the quiz today was the American robin, the second was the blue jay, and our third one was the tree swallow. Thanks for playing along.
Well, it was fun to learn about the Arctic tern with you today. And maybe if you have a year that you're traveling a lot, if you count up all your kilometers, see if you can travel 25,000 kilometers in 1 year, and you'll feel just like an Arctic tern, except you don't have to fly it with your own wings and legs the whole time. Thanks for stopping by to watch this video here at Apricot Nest. We hope to see you again next week. And yeah, cheep cheep.
Birds, 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 flying so high. Birds, 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 up in the sky. They are in the pond, up in a tree. They are on your lawn. Won't you sing with me?